Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. This is Jet Renee here with School Through Spirit here on WLTK. Let's Talk Digital Radio. Now, this is a radio show, which is digital on the internet, to explore different people's lives, their journeys, and how Spirit has impacted it. Now, I will be talking to somebody each week from people of different spiritual modalities and others that just have had Spirit impact their lives. Now, each week, oh my God, I can't speak today. Each week, I do have a small discussion in regards to what Spirit has given me to talk about, and then we move on to our guest. And you know it, we've been advertising it for weeks. Guess what today is? Free readings. Free readings, okay? It is me and Missy Hart. You know her. She's been on with me a couple of times. Missy Hart is a phenomenal medium. She has got her own show, The Good Shit Show, which she's been taking a hiatus to rewrite, rebook, and reinvent it. But that's basically the gist. So we are doing free readings today. Now, readings, I am not talking mediumship. We're not going to be talking to your loved ones today, okay? We're going to be doing psychic readings only, like guidance, things of that nature. Basically, post your questions. Say, hey, how you doing? I need something, whatever, specific question, whatever. And me and Missy are going to pick him and go. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Good morning, Jennifer. I'm so glad so many people are showing up already. So, as always, I'm going to let you know there is a lot of ways to find me, okay? So if you are starting this day out and you're on Facebook and you're watching this live, because as you know, we're StreamYarding it, and you got to go, that's fine. Just switch over to WLTK-DB.com. That is the radio station itself. Good morning, Sandy. And what is going to happen is you can just hit the live, the live there. You can still post chat, questions in the chat. You can also go to LinkedIn. You can go to Twitter. You can go to Twitch. You can go to YouTube. You can find me so many places in the morning, which is super, super awesome. Now, if you want to listen to the show or any other show after the fact, say, partway through, you don't want to miss anymore, but you just really want to go back and watch, this show is going to turn into a podcast. It does every week. Every single week. And what you're going to do is go School Through Spirit. That's the name of the show. But you can go to iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podbeam, Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think I named them all. There might be more. Try it. I'm probably there. And even YouTube. YouTube is, it turns into a podcast. It becomes a recording there. So there's lots and lots of ways to figure this out. Now, just so you know, because we're doing readings through the show, okay, personal readings throughout the show, at the very end, there's not going to be a weekly reading, guys. There's not going to be a weekly reading. I apologize for that, but there's lots of readings through the show. This is your opportunity. We're going to do this every once in a while, okay? We're going to do this every once in a while. Kelly Brickle, my numerologist, I like my numerologist. She's the show's numerologist. She's going to be on every 2 to 3 months to do readings, for numerology readings. Missy will come on every once in a while. You know what? I will get different meetings around wherever to come on and do, oh my God, this mirroring thing, to do readings. So how's that sound? So this morning, you see me pull out the cards, aren't you? And you're like, she said, good morning, Connie. She said that she wasn't going to do readings. A reading, I'm not. Because literally on the way to the computer, I went, Spirit, what are we going to talk about this morning? I forgot to ask. And listen, apparently. And listen. And literally between the kitchen to my computer, I heard talk about how to do a reading. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And since I am a teacher of psychic mediumship development, I thought, why not? Because, so many people, they want a reading, or maybe they're not quite understanding how to do a reading. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it with oracle cards. You know what? If I got time, I'll also do it with tarot cards. The deck I've barely played with. Actually, I think I pulled it out and looked at the cards once. Anyway, so the cards I'm going to show you with, as always, are the Intuitive Soul Oracle cards of Lisa Williams. I love this deck. And I'm going to tell you, when you start doing oracle cards, find a deck that resonates with you, okay? Good morning, Miss Karen. It is not literally enjoy good morning. Is not literally like go find the most decorative, pretty deck in the world because those are not always the easiest. Okay. Find one that resonates with you. Find one where the pictures kind of speak to you. Find one where if they have words on it, those words make sense to you, whatever. Okay. That's going to be your opportunity because so many people go to me, oh my God, I really want to do this. But how do I pick a deck? How do I pick a deck? One, just because I love this deck doesn't mean go grab this deck. Besides, you may not be able to find it anyway. But it does not mean, I'm going to just show you a few of mine. And I got them everywhere. As you guys know, my grandson totally destroyed the cover to my map deck. So I got free floating cards in here. But here's just a few. The Oracle of the Hidden Worlds, okay? Ascended Masters. You've seen the Divine Feminine. You've seen the Akashic Tarot, John Holland's. Those are the ones I have on my desk. Do I use them all? No. Once in a while I do, not all the time. But each one of these decks resonated with me for some reason. Don't even know. This one, the WLTK Tarot deck, this, I sat there and stared at it from across the room. I didn't see Llewellyn Tarot. All I seen was this picture from across the room. And it was like, oh my God, I love this, something about this. I had no clue until I got home that it was a tarot deck. And I still, when I got home, I didn't look at this. I just ripped the box open, looked at it, went, oh my God, it's a tarot deck. And I hadn't done tarot forever. So let's go back to, okay, so now that we've talked about, kind of how to look at a deck. Now, a lot of people will tell you when you get your deck, open up the book and read what the cards are about. I'm not that person. Okay. I love these books. I love the fact that these books come with tarot decks, or most tarot decks, unless you buy ones like my smaller ones that don't have them. Okay. So I don't use this book. Why? Because to me, this is an interpretation of what the person that wrote the deck is about. And all that is phenomenal. It's awesome. Okay. It's phenomenal. It's awesome. I do love that. I'm a big person that when you flip up a card, yeah, you're going to have the overall meaning of what the card is. And yes, you can go to the book to see that. But you also have to look at what else in that card means to you. Okay. And I'm a big person for that. So I am a person that when you're using an oracle card, you're using tarot cards, whatever you're also using your natural abilities. Okay. And don't tell me you don't have them. I'm going to call BS on that every time. I will look at you and say bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Why? Because it is your God-given gift to have abilities. Everybody has them on some level. Do you use them all the time? Maybe not. Do you use them once in a while? Probably. Do you always listen? Probably not. That's okay. Okay. But they are there. And if they want to use them, you can access them, you can develop them. It is everybody's right. Everybody has had that moment where they just heard, you're going home from work and you just heard, oh my God, take a left, take a left. And you know what? You never take a left going home from work. You always go straight down the road, and you either listened and you took the left and you avoided whatever was in front of you, or you didn't listen. You kept going straight and got stuck there for however long. Okay. Everybody's had that. Everybody's had something of that nature. Those are your abilities. Those are your gifts. That is listening to everybody, you listening to yourself, listening to your guides, listening to your loved ones, whatever it might be coming in, but everybody's got that ability. Okay. So now we've picked our deck, haven't we? We've picked our deck. So when you get home, you pick your deck. One thing I do always suggest to people is to look at each of the individual cards. Okay. And it's just look at the card, look what it says, look at the picture. You know what I mean? Take a moment. Good morning, Miss Sandy. It's literally taking a moment to look at this card and see how's it, what this card is saying to you. Okay. So that's the first thing. You know what I mean? Really look at each card and see what that card says. Okay. To yourself. Does that make sense? Okay, because like you see, this card says it's the work card. It says focus, passion, diligence, success, teamwork, and finance. Okay, so when you're looking at this card, okay, if you're looking at the details, when I look at this card, one reader might look at it and I see the bees. I see the bees. I see all the bumblebees, or the little bees running around leaving the flower. And I might look at this card as being work, being organized, being focused. You're right on the right path. You're working hard. You're giving a lot of passion to what you do. And that might be what I'm looking at. Okay. Another reading, I might look at this card and I might see the hands, and I might not see the bees as bees. I might just see the flower and I might see the hand, and I may be just seeing this as acceptance, that your acceptance of, something coming in. Because who knows, are those bees leaving or are they coming back? Good morning, higher and throne, air and throne. The readings will start here in a little bit once Missy gets on, okay? But I will tell you, when you're looking at this, this card can mean different things based on a reading and the situation and the energy, okay, coming in. So that's one reason why I don't always look at the book, because this simple card, because you do have so much, it seems so simple, but you have so much going on in here. So much going on in here, okay? It also depends on if I put 2 or 3 cards together. All of a sudden that changes, doesn't it? Oh, if I can get those all straight. Okay? If I put 2 or 3 cards together, all of a sudden the meaning of that one, because I'm at, what, I'm backwards, so I can't see this. So if the first card I pulled, well, I guess the first card for you would be, first card I pulled was a tree. That's really about knowledge and wisdom and strength and being, a security, and you've built a great foundation with the good, strong roots going in and beautiful up above. And this card to me really just shows that there's a great foundation. There's a lot of wisdom and a lot of growth going on. Tons of growth, and it feels like this is meaning it's lasted, the test of time, because this is a big tree that's covered in a lot of moss and it's growing upward. So this card's been around this tree's been around a long time. So if this is the first card I pull, I still don't know where this is going if I'm doing a reading. Okay, so let's go to the next card I pull. All of a sudden then I pulled the work card. Well, if I just look at the word above, so this looks like it might fit together, right? Tree and work, tree and work. So, but then I got to look at this and say, okay, I got the tree card, but then I got this card. I got this card that says the work card. And I am seeing that when I look at this card, because now I got to look at this card as an individual. Even though the tree is there, and even though I've spit out what I know that tree, what I'm feeling from the tree, I got to take this one as an individual card. And I got to look at this and say, you know what? I'm really seeing there's a lot of diligence. I'm seeing there's a lot of passion. There's, you know what? It's kind of like you are that worker bee in this. It really is. It's kind of like, your job, you're doing a great job. You have a fabulous team. You're all supportive of one person. You have a lot of success within what you're doing. Okay. And that's a beautiful way of looking at it. But then, so, I mean, if I only look at these 2 cards, it's definitely going to something towards work. To me, knowledge, work, foundation, it's all there, and a lot of growth. So then I pulled this card. It's a relationship card, and it says growth, understanding, compromise, love, relationship of self and others. Okay. When I pulled that card, hey, Hillary, when I pull this card, all of a sudden, I mean, most people that would look this would get like, oh my God, which way do I go? Because this card is saying relationship. Now, relationship is not always about, you and your husband or your lover or your partner or whatever. Relationships are, can be friendships. It could be with siblings. It can be with your children. It can be relationship of self, just like the card says. So when I put these together, okay, oh my God, they're just kind of flip-flopped. So when I put these together and I'm looking, okay, so right now, and I'm going to look at this card, I'm going to talk about this. And to me, this is going to be especially within this, it's going to be relationship of self. Okay. Like you have to give more love to yourself, because right now, not only I'm looking at the person as themselves, I'm also really seeing this heart, which is also a flower. Okay, a flower. Remember the beads were in the last card, but it's also a flower, and that you have to give that self to yourself. You have to give love and compassion to yourself also. So when I look at this, okay, and grant you, every time I do a reading, if these are the three cards that come up, it might mean something different for every person. Okay. So I'm looking at the first one going, you know what? Got a lot of knowledge here. It tells me you've been in that job a long time. Because to me, this kind of tells me it's about work. You've been in the job a long time. You've been doing a lot of work hard. You've been really loyal to your company. You've gone a long ways. You got security within it. But now it's telling me that, you know what, for some reason, you need to find balance because these two cards are telling me you work, 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 but maybe you haven't been giving to yourself. And it's time for you to start giving into yourself. And that's card in the future position for me, is going to tell me you need to start giving to yourself. You've given so much to your career. You've given so much strength, so much. You've built a great foundation. You've given it to everybody. But now it's time for you to look at that balance. It's time for you to look at yourself, give to yourself, and that's where the relationship that I'm seeing is. It's not with the worker bees because this is already strong in the present situation. When I'm going into the future, there's only one, and that's what I'm seeing within this. I got cards everywhere. So do you see how I didn't necessarily look at the words? I looked at the pictures. Okay. Now in a different reading, and I'm going to use the same three cards in a different reading. I could be looking at this and going, okay, still the tree of knowledge, because to me, trees are always wisdom. They're always growth. It's always an old soul. Okay. Especially when you get a tree like this. And I'm going to look at it that way. The second card. Okay. I'm also going to look at this. Again, I'm going to look at this as work related, because these bees are really still not knocking it out of the park for me. I'm still seeing them. I'm still seeing them abundant. I'm still seeing them flying around. But I'm also seeing that is a team effort now. Okay, I'm seeing the bees as a team because there's a lot of them. And I'm going to look at the understanding of what bees are. Worker bees go out for one sole purpose, and they come back, and one queen runs it. Okay, one queen runs it. And this is telling me that, you know what? This is a beautiful situation. This is a beautiful situation. This is, again, turning into a work thing. But when I pull in this card, okay, because now I'm seeing the word relationship. Hey, Sabrina. Now I'm seeing the word relationship over the top of this. I'm not necessarily seeing the picture. I'm just seeing the relationship. And this tells me, because again, now I'm going to look down, I'm going to see the picture. I'm seeing one person. And I may feel that, you know what, you're the boss. You're the boss. This is telling me that you're the boss, and that, you know what, you need to work on the relationships that you have with the people that are working underneath you. Does that make sense? Like, you've built the strong foundation. You got this great company. You got a lot of great team. And now you have to build on that relationship with them. So every card that you pull, and I know that might be kind of confusing, but if I'm pulling a card on work, the cards are going to start understanding that. Okay. And it depends on the question. Okay, depends on the question. I always like to do, and I don't do it as often as I used to, but I used to love to shuffle a deck, and you can do this. Hey, Karen. You can shuffle a deck. Oh, Karen again. Sorry. Thank you for loving it, Karen. You can shuffle the deck. Okay, and every morning you can do it, and you can literally say, basically, I'm putting the energy in there to say, you know, what's going to go on with my day today? What can I expect with my day today? So the first card is pure, and it says clarity, belief, honesty, and truth. Oh my God. Is that not, the card is beautiful? In this card, I'm not looking at the pure. I'm looking more at the child. I'm also looking at the words. Okay. And for me, it's really the belief and truth and honesty. Hey, Michelle. So for myself, when I'm looking at this card and what's going on with my day, it's starting with honesty and basically my faith, my belief. What do I do for a living, guys? There you go. So it tells me my day is going to start that way, which it is. The next card, I love it, is the commitment card. Being true to yourself and others, committing to truth to yourself, power, and knowledge. What am I doing? I'm committing to this. I'm committing to myself, and I do that every day. I look into the mirror every day, and it's basically, who am I? And I commit myself to me, and I commit myself to spirit and my family. But I always live that truth of who I am, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I got to look in the mirror for myself. But again, committing my truth. I have, you know what? I have a show of readings this morning. We're doing the readings this morning, and then from there. And by the way, everybody, if you're just joining me now, Missy's going to be here in about 10 minutes, and we are going to start doing some readings then. Right now, I'm just kind of talking about how we do cards. But that's really my commitment. So this is me showing you I am standing before you who I am. And that's what that tells me what's going to go on for the day. The next card I'm going to put up here it's a union, family ties, togetherness, and friendship. And the cool thing is here is what we have here, which is really awesome, is the togetherness, family, union, friendships, all of it. And I'll tell you what, that just makes my heart sing. You don't even know. Because I'm not going to look at the family one. I'm going to look at the friendship one. And that's when I'm looking at this. This is freaking amazing. This is awesome. I love this. I love this card, and I love to look at it, okay? What I will tell you, though, is when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing the friendship part, that union and friendship and the ties, and then it comes in the family. Because I don't think this card is talking to me about the family with my family, okay? My daughter, my son, my grandkids, my mom, that type of thing. I really do think it's talking about my soul family, which is Missy. I am certified with Missy back 5, 6 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years. I can't remember how long it's been, but I certified with her, and that's how I met her. And she was a woman that stuck out in the group, and I just clung to, and I loved her dearly. And so bringing back togetherness with her and bringing that union back together with Missy is what this card tells me about. So if I stopped at 3 cards, it tells me when I look at this, how's my day going to be? My day is literally starting with, me being committing to who I am, my truth of who I am, and having a strong faith and belief in that. And then I get to do that with a friend today that really is part of my soul family. And that's just how my day is going to start. Now let's pull another card. Oh my God, opening up divine energy, allowing the universe to help and guide you. Oh my God, I can't make this up, guys. Look at this. Look at this. You've seen these cards every week. I'm telling you what, how much more does that got to say? Because I'll tell you, I've also got a day of readings. After this morning show, I have a day of readings. And my card is telling me now that I'm going to open up to it all day long. And I'm connecting to the universe. I'm connecting to divine energy. I'm connecting to the energy, the people that I'll be reading for. So how you go there? I can't do that. Let's see if we get another one. Children, unconditional love, purity, innocence, and nurturing. And I love the fact that they brought my grandchildren in, because remember, the question was, what's going to go on with my day? Through all of this, my grandchildren will be here with me. Each reading I will go out, because I have a thing that after each reading, I have got to go and join the real world. I have to get out of spirit. I have to get out of my head, and I got to go join the real world. And the thing I do is I go out to my grandchildren, and I love them up, and we play, or we do whatever. We do lunch. We do whatever it is. And in between each one, it's always going to be about them. So is this all making sense to you guys so far? I mean, oh my God, I really don't want to see this one, but I'm going to take it. I really am, because it also tells me I have to worry about my health. Okay. Now, when I'm looking at this, you know what? Most people would look at this and just kind of look at the health matters, diet, and exercise. I'm going to look at the last line, and it says, give the body all that it needs. Give the body all that it needs. Okay. And I know you guys are looking at this going, how does this card fit into my day? Because clearly this is not a body that goes on a jog. Okay. But how does this card fit with everything here? Right? How does it fit is because When you are a medium or when you're doing psychic readings, I have to use the energy of my body. I have to raise my energy up. Okay. I have to raise my magnesium levels. I have to look at my potassium levels. I have to look at my hydration. I have to look at the fuel I'm giving to my body, because if I am not taking care of all those things, I am going to be drained. I'm going to feel a headache coming on. I will get nauseous. I will feel overrun. I love that, Karen. Karen says, I don't run unless something is chasing me. I love that line, Karen. But literally, so when I pull the Heart Health card, it is telling me, hey, make sure through this day of connection that you are feeding you, you are taking care of you. So again, another card for my day. Now that's 6 cards that I've pulled. Okay, just on how my day's going to be. And I think right now it's pretty much hit it, don't you think? You know, I'm going to pull another one. I'm going to pull another one just to clarify, to see if I'm right with the other 6. You know how we do that, right? I do a clarification card. I decided, literally was saying, I'm going to pull another card to clarify the rest. Boom. Boom. And if you are me, you are laughing right now, because it is the surrender card. Release, change, focus, turning things around, ending of eras and inner knowledge. But surrender is the word I'm looking at. And that's what I'm going to do all day today. I am going to surrender, because I have to. To do what I do, I have to surrender. And we're going to talk about that for a minute. But before I go there, do you understand? Do you understand all these? And I love it, because I landed, just to confirm all of this, if I'm going to look at different and pull different things in, I pull I pulled. And I think it's awesome, because if you look at the bottom of this card, I'm going to get closer for everybody to see. It's 34. If you look into numerology, I would add those together, and that makes a 7. So that tops it off to say I was clarifying it all, and boom. I cannot deny that on the 7th card I pulled it at numerology, it comes up to 7. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about when I talk about pulling the cards for yourself. And that's a great way to practice for yourself. Okay, so when I talk to you, when I said I want to talk just a moment, and I only do have a moment, talk to you about the surrender. A lot of what I do is about surrendering, guys. And you know what? If this is a field you want to go into, you're going to have to learn those words, surrender and faith. And it's a hard one. I will tell you what, it's probably the hardest thing to do is to do surrender. It really is. And sorry, by the way, I didn't get to tarot. We'll do that another time. But surrender really is just, you know what? I got to trust what I'm getting. I have to trust what I'm hearing. I have to trust what I might be visually seeing. I have to trust what I'm feeling. It's all about trust, guys. It's all about trust. It's all about literally being impactful and just allowing yourself to open up, allowing anything to come in, and literally trusting that when you open your mouth and it spits out, when that happens, that the information you got is right. It's correct. Because remember, at the end of the day, no reading I ever do is for me. No reading I ever do I need to understand. I don't. I do not have to understand. It just has to make sense to the person I'm reading for. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. I'm going to be back here in a few minutes with Missy Hart, and we're going to start the readings in a few minutes. So this is Jet Renee on School Through Spirit with WLTK Digital Radio.
Sunday, October 24th, the 2021 Statler City Psychic Fair in Buffalo, New York. Come out and meet psychic medium and host of School Through Spirit, DeEtte Renee, and spirit medium and host of the Ghost Finders, Rob Thompson. DeEtte Renee is a renowned psychic medium, medical intuitive, and master teacher of psychic mediumship development. Hailing from Wisconsin, DeEtte trained under world-renowned psychic Lisa Williams. Spirit medium Rob Thompson is one of DeEtte's mediumship development students. He is the host and executive producer of America's longest-running indie paranormal TV show, The Ghost Finders, on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Roku. He has made guest appearances on other shows including Discovery Channel's Paranormal 911 and A Haunting, and teaches paranormal research at the Los Angeles City College. Come and meet these two superb mediums together on stage for live gallery readings. Remember, Sunday, October 24th, the 2021 Statler City Psychic Fair. Get your tickets now at StatlerCity.com. That's StatlerCity.com. Doors open at 1, close at 6. Gallery readings, tarot cards, and more. Statler City Psychic Fair. Tickets at StatlerCity.com.
Good morning. Welcome back here to School Through Spirit again. I'm DeEtte Renee, your host here on WLTK Talk Radio. I've got with me today Missy Hart. Oh my God. Hey, Missy. Missy's in the house.
Give myself the holla. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I've been having a blast. Did you watch this at all so far today?
So I got to the last 2 cards and I was like, Bish, you are talking to me.
I have to tell you, I'm going to just because I didn't know. Hey, Hillary. Hillary says hi, Missy.
Hello.
We're going to start the readings pretty quick here because we got people flooding in already. But I was laughing so hard because I did this as a tutorial, right? As a tutorial. That's it. And I'm not kidding you. It's like, how is my day going to happen? I started out with the pure card, which is all about belief and honesty and truth. It went into commitment to myself and to who I am. I just kept pulling, you know what I mean? Connecting to the universe was one of them. I know it wasn't the next one. I mean, this one was all about you and me getting together, friendships and soul families. You know what I mean? The child card. Taking care of myself throughout this day because I have a day full of readings. You know what I mean?
Girl, that's where I came in at the health one, taking care of myself. And I was like, oh, okay.
I love it. But I sat there at the end of the day, it's like, and the words of Teresa Caputo, you can't make this shit up. You just can't.
No, it's true. I mean, it's spot on every time. And it's funny because I was hoping when I saw that you were pulling cards when I entered the backstage area, I was like, oh, please, I hope there's something in there for me because I'm going to get a little candid here. I've not been feeling like myself at all for a few weeks now. And taking care of yourself, like there's nothing wrong with just recognizing that I'm feeling like a bucket of crap right now. The energies are definitely weird. It is a full moon. There's all of these things going on and just kind of honoring the fact that you're not feeling like yourself. Like we don't necessarily always have to fight against that, but I think your card was perfect in what you were saying is giving your body that extra attention and drinking more water and all of that stuff. And if you're feeling funky, don't fight it.
Right.
Feel the funk. Have a pity party, bake a cake.
I agree. 110%. 110%. Because what else can you do? You know,
right. You really just have to go with it and just say, screw it. It's fine. Like, whatever.
Well, it is
funky.
Exactly. And you know what? It'll be great as my day goes through because I feel great right now. But come about 7:30 night, I'm gonna like go.
Oh, girl, the after reading crash. And I don't know about you, but I'm just gonna say this: my peeps, like, I get taken down really slowly after the sessions. Is this how this works for you?
Well, it's weird because I used to do day of readings all the time because obviously I did a lot of events and this and that. You know what I mean? And I never used to crash because my endurance, and it is endurance, guys. I'll tell you.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, because you think about yourself, if you start running, the first day, I'm going to make it to my mailbox, and it's kind of a ways out there. So I probably won't. It'll be like more like to the end of the garage and come back.
I'm walking.
But you know what? Every day your endurance gets stronger and stronger. So back when I was traveling all the time and doing readings, several, when I'm talking several, 15, 16 a day in a period of time, on Saturday and then do it again on Sunday and then go to work as a nurse and still doing readings throughout the week. I never crashed.
Right.
Now that I'm not doing that all the time, and I don't know if I'll ever go back to, that type of reading again, the event readings. But because I just heard from Sprit this weekend, like, you're done. I'm like, no, but you know what? I'll probably finish up the few and say, okay, there you go. But they have something new for me. But I also found that every time I do that, I get home. And by the time I get home, whether it's a 10-minute drive or, a 3-hour drive, by the time I get home, I'm like, I made it. Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm a lump.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. I could drink Mountain Dew all day long. And it's never going to suffice. But if I do water, if I eat bananas, if I eat some potatoes, because potatoes are high in potassium. If I do watermelon, that's high in potassium or magnesium. If I do all these things, I don't crash. But if I don't,
it's really interesting. I'm a notorious meal skipper. I don't eat usually until 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely has taken a toll on my body. But the readings, it's so fun. I was doing kind of like you, like 20 to 30 sessions a week. And I would stay up there. And I always thought like, they keep on giving me this because I can handle it. Like, duh, they're not going to give me any more than I can handle. And then I hit a brick freaking wall one day. Yeah, exactly. Haha, joke's on you. I hit a brick wall one day. And actually called Lisa because I felt so bad, Dayette. I was freaking out. I could have crawled out of my skin. She's like, girl, you're going to put yourself in the hospital. You cannot do that. And so I cut my schedule way down.
Yep.
And I will not do that again.
Yeah.
Because I just can't hang. I can't. Yep. And I don't want to. I felt so bad.
Yep. I know. And I get it because a little over a year ago, it was honestly 3 months before COVID, Spirit told me, you're going to stop doing this. And I went, no, I'm not. I love my events. No, I'm not. Nuh-uh. It ain't going to happen. I love to travel. I love to do this. Everything else, it's not going to happen. And I finally, after fight with my guides, they finally said, take half. I went, okay. I'd never counted how many events I did. And literally, and this was only for spring session, half was 16. 16 events I cut out in a 3-month period of time, 3.5-month period of time.
Whoa, in 3 months, 16?
3.5, I cut out 16, which means I had 32 events. There you go. That tells you how much I was traveling. You know what I mean? Every weekend. Think about it. I would be in North Dakota on a Saturday. I would be in, New Berlin, Wisconsin on a Sunday. The next weekend. And again, so if you're looking at 2 events a weekend, that is for 8 events a month for 3 months. This is what I did, including the travel.
See, now it's so funny, girl, because I, with my kids being young and at home still, now they're 11 and 14, but I never was really able to do that because I'm not going to leave my family like that much to do that. I went to one event in Michigan. I worked it was like this gypsy fair. It was a most amazing event, but I felt like a fish out of water in that element. I really did. Like, I just felt like a fish out of water in that element. Now, this was not, I think the events that you do are different. Like, that's more like Mind, Body, Spirit Expo types of events, right?
A lot of those, yep.
Yeah. So that's way different than what this was.
Yeah.
But not my cup of tea. And I think that's really important. Again, like, just because we're talking to people today and giving these readings, like, there is nothing wrong with saying, like, okay, this really just isn't for me. Sorry.
Exactly. And it's okay to change it too. It's okay to change it because when Spirit took half of them away, I went, I can't do that.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
I know. It was like, oh my God, you're taking my best friend. And it was really weird because then of course COVID hit and we took a lot of the rest of it, almost all of them, honestly. But it's funny because now that I'm going back into them, I show, and I'm not doing all of them. I've only jumped in and done a few, the ones that that are fun, and playful and fun. And I love that, it's kind of like going to like a, I don't know, hippie / gypsy / be yourself, unicorn, sparkle.
Yeah.
Awesomeness. I love. And I go there and I set up my booth or my table, and I got this thing. I say, I'm here to play. So I set it up and I walk away. And sometimes I go back to it and sometimes I don't. But I do have this saying that, you know what? I know the minute I sit down, I have to work. And it never fails, because if I go and sit down, I am not going to get up from that chair for the rest of the day.
Right. Exactly. And I think I like to be a spectator at places too. Like the place that I was at, man, the shops, the food they had, somebody had it was the coolest freaking coffee stand I've ever seen. It was a little coffee stand made out of a Volkswagen bus. I loved it.
Right. Exactly.
Well, hello. Can I say hi to people? Because we've got a lot of people in here.
You got Mary and Sandy and Shirley. They're all like out there. So it's like Jennifer came in.
Good morning.
I've been saying it as we go.
Everyone.
You got on. I got selfish, guys. I'm sorry. I did. I got selfish.
Well, I decided to look. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
The cool thing is we got the luck of Todd here, guys. So even though we can see your comments, okay, we can see your comments, which is awesome. Okay. I'm going to let you know, Todd, our producer, is going to be putting the questions across the thing. So when I said, you know what, everybody's going to see those questions. And we already got some people coming in. We already got them coming in going, oh my God, this is what I want to know. You know what I mean? So
I'm excited. I got some card decks sitting here. Don't know if I'll use them, but we'll see.
You know what? My ears are starting to open up, and I love it because it's so awesome. Because for myself in a reading, I usually only use my right ear because that's really my spirit ear. It's where I'm talking to guides, loved ones, whatever. Both sides are like going, you know. Do you want to take Connie here? Connie Jensen asks, is anything exciting to happen in the near future for her?
All right, Miss Connie Jensen, I'm going to think about your future, I guess, and exciting things happening. And I'll be honest with you, the very first thing that like pops in my head is like, so Connie, what are you going to do to shake things up a little bit? That's the first thing that pops in my head. So it's like the exciting part. It kind of really gives me that vibe that you're going to have to make some exciting things happen in the near future. However, I also am being made aware of the fact that maybe you are trying some new things. Maybe you are moving into a different direction or, you know, something. And if that is the case, as I'm feeling, I have nothing but good feels about it, to be honest with you. But again, if you want things to be different, then you have to do different things. And that's really what I'm saying. So
I keep
make that shit happen, Connie.
When I looked at the picture, I heard like new birth. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to tell her she's pregnant. But I just sat with it for a minute and was like, she's got new things birthing. But as with pregnancy, you got to make it happen. You know what I mean? It's whether it's pregnancy, whether it's a new job, whether it's whatever, you know, but it does feel as if she's got some new birth coming up, birth of something. You know,
yeah, I would agree. And it does feel exciting.
She's been trying for a while, you know, trying in the sense of creating. So,
yeah. And I do honestly feel like I should be patting you on the back right now, in a sense, because I feel like there's acknowledgement that you've come a long way in certain things. And that comes through pretty loud and clear for me. So, if I have to give you a card, I'm going to, just because I was thinking about you and shuffling. This is the Light Seers Tarot deck. This is a new one for me. I think the imagery is just fantastic. But pulling a card for Connie Jensen, the 9 of Wands, and this actually comes in upside down. So let me show you this in the upright, Connie, so you can see this is like, you can see these fences and things as almost a roadblock or almost as a, I'm holding myself back, because very clearly this person could step over that fence at any point, right? It came in upside down. So I think, again, right along with that acknowledgement that you're doing things, it's upside down. So there's just a lighter kind of a vibe to that card. And it looks as though you've walked over that fence and that, you know, you're taking steps to get into some good stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what? That is the card I talk to more people about when I'm teaching tarot. And I always tell them, look at the card and what it feels to you. And I always bring up the knight, but I always bring it up in the swords because I'm, you know, my original deck was the Waite Tarot deck. And I said, I always look at the card because everybody's like, they see the nine, they see the boat, you know, they see all this, they see a woman tied up and masked. And I said, but it really is a self, because if you're looking at that card, oh my God, she's in a boat of swords that she could literally go.
Right. She could just cut those things right off.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I love how you really put in there. It's you're binding yourself. You're stopping yourself. You know, I love that. I love that. So Connie, I hope that helped you. Let's go on to the next one. We're waiting for Todd to generate them up for us.
We can actually.
We can see them, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Karen, will my daughter find a place to live with her boyfriend, or will they end up going separate ways? Ooh, that's a big one.
I mean, like staying together, Karen? You just have that worded kind of different.
Yeah.
Finally find a place to live with their boyfriend. So things are just moving slowly. Is that kind of what you're saying there?
Well, for myself, I think when I'm feeling for at least that situation, and to me, it kind of feels like there's some stuckness going on. You know what I mean? Some stuckness going on. So I'm not seeing necessarily if there's going to be a split or not in the future, but I'm just feeling a lot of heaviness with that situation, and a stuckness going on. You know what I mean? Kind of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. I'm just feeling, and it feels like there's a lack of communication because my throat chakra is kind of getting kind of pluggy, like we're not talking about our feelings, our emotions, our plans, our future, or all that, you know, and it's causing some situations.
So it's interesting, Dayette, just because ironically enough, I was seeing Post-it notes. And I use Post-it notes as a way to kind of unscramble my thoughts and my feelings. So like it's a way that I break things down. I just have a wall full of Post-it notes. So it's like, if it's about, like right now, I've got a wall full of work Post-it notes, and it's like QuickBooks, Kajabis, emails, I have all of these little things revolving around the same thing. Right. And so I kind of feel like your daughter's in a spot, or even him is in a spot to really, you know, do some evaluating and like picking every piece apart. I always hate saying this, but there's kind of a selfish vibe for me from his side of things. And I don't always mean that in a bad way. So I guess it's more like self-preservation mode for me, if that makes sense. So like when I'm saying selfish, I feel like this man is a little more concerned about what he wants in life, and he's not looking at a they kind of a something, if that makes sense. And so for relationships to work out, it really kind of has to be a we thing, not an I thing. Mm-hmm. Even though like you need your I things too. So it's not necessarily wrong to focus on the I.
Right.
But in certain scenarios, like you have to focus on the we. And I don't know that that's what he's doing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, you know, and I also feel like there is that lack of that huge lack of communication, you know, like they're not, I guess for the lack of better words, it's almost as if in that situation, what you just said, it really does feel like there's a lot of hearts in her. I'm not going to say regret, but there's feelings kind of mustering up, and maybe she's not speaking to him about that. You know what I mean? Kind of letting me know where I feel, where I'm sitting at, blah, blah, blah. So in that situation, I don't know if that makes sense, but. just that lack of communication. I can just feel all this building up. Like it's not going to explode, but it just feels like it's a whole lot coming up. And it's like sooner or later, this has got to open up. Communication is going to go up. And I feel like if this opens up wrongly, it'll be a split in the end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, yes. And whatever's going on, these things need to come to the surface at this point. So she can maybe evaluate if I don't see the selfishness shifting. Like, I guess that's what I would say. Like, and I don't mean it in like, I'm not even meaning that in a horrible way. I feel like I'm beating this guy up, but I'm really not. Sometimes you need to be focused on you, and that's not wrong.
Right.
But it could just be very wrong for her at this point. Maybe
situation. Yeah.
So I would say, tell your daughter that it's a really good time to kind of reevaluate what she's wanting and her expectations, and either she can accept who this person is and the fact that he is going to be more centered on himself at this point, and probably for quite some time. So she can either accept that or she can't. And if she can't, then she may want to start shifting directions.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Hopefully we help, Karen. Denise says, is my daughter having another baby?
What? Another baby?
I just heard yes. Sorry.
I'm going to go to a pendulum for this one just because,
So, I love it. I love it.
I'm going to play with the pendulum just because, hey, we're here and it was right next to me.
Let's do it. Bring the tools out.
I want to show you guys. My pendulum is moving all by itself right now. Okay. So my pendulum swings in a circle if it's a yes answer. It swings side to side if it is no answer.
I love it. Mine does.
So is Denise Check's daughter having another baby soon? Oh. We got the circle.
We got the circle. I love it. And it's probably going to be a girl. Sorry.
I say that too. Exactly what I'm thinking.
I love it.
I do want to say, I don't know if your daughter's been struggling a little bit with this. I feel like a bit of nervousness and a bit of tension when I think about her, and maybe like things just are not happening soon enough, or I don't know, whatever. If I'm, I really just want to tell your daughter to relax. Just relax, make a baby. Don't push it. Like, enjoy that time, and just let nature take its course. That's what I'll say.
I love that. I love that. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, Joy is may I have 3 cards? I'll pull them. How's that sound?
You do it.
Can I do it? You know the deck too, so.
I love Joy. No, I don't have that deck. What is it?
You don't have this deck? Oh my God, I love this deck. You know what? I'll pop them up anyway because I know you're going to see them and you're going to be like, I got that. So the first card, oh my God, put it up there so everyone can see it. I got the Journey card. That is my first card, which really tells me that you're really thinking about your path, which way you want to go, Joy. Like, I'm not going to say you're stuck in life, but it does feel as if you've really come to that crossroads to say, do I want to keep doing what I want to do? Do I want to change it up? And it feels like it's been a thought process for you. Because when I look at the card, I see a path in front. I see a path on both sides. You can always turn around and go right back from where you came from. But when you start looking at this, you really have different. You can walk through a field. You know what I mean? There's so many paths. So right now, I think you're just kind of sitting there with yourself going, which way do I go? Okay.
That looks like an RV park to me.
Oh, my God. I love it. Go on vacation. I'm also I love the Rain card because the next card was the Rain card, which is really about cleansing yourself, cleansing your soul. And what it tells me is the cleansing, but refreshing, rainbows, freedom, all that. But you're really in a process of getting rid of what doesn't serve you anymore. When you really look into what's not serving you. So when you're in that path and you don't know which way to go, if you're stuck, you really are starting to wash away what's not there anymore, what you don't need. You really are. You're just going, I don't need this anymore. It really starts to change your views and things of what you want to do in the future. I also like this card. And it's a hard card when you're looking at it, especially in any reading. It's a male card. It's a masculine energy. Okay.
Ooh.
I love this one because sometimes we want to look at this. Todd, can you do me a favor? We have somebody on that is stalking now. If you can kind of delete him off. I'm sorry we get that, guys, when we're
Sorry,
doing.
but notice the name. I'm going to pronounce it this way. If I may, I fuckola.
Thank you.
I know I
Don't
just totally
trust
botched
him.
that, but I did it on purpose.
Yeah, don't trust him. They're out there. They're not good people. They just feed off everybody else. So please don't trust them. We're not supporting them. We don't know them. Okay. Anyway, and do that with anybody you see doing readings because people do that to just get business. But going back to you, Joy, sorry about that. The masculine energy, I demonstrated that. Just demonstrate masculine energy. It is allowing that stronger part of yourself to come in and go, I don't need to deal with this. I don't have to do that. So I'm almost saying that, you know what, you need to look at that masculine energy within yourself, kind of get, for lack, I'm literally hearing the gonads. So I apologize.
Get the gonads, Joy. Get the gonads.
You know what? And do what you want to do in life. Okay? What it is, your choice, your decisions. You know what? This is your time to think about you. So those are your 3 cards, Joy. Okay? Beautiful.
Joy. Mwah. Joy's one of my faves.
Love it. And if I may, has been blocked. Trust they will come on with a new account.
If I may, fuck yola. Whatever. Did you read it that way? I did.
I suck at names. I'm trying to say I don't suck at names, but now that you see it, I'm like, oh my God, that is too funny. That is too funny. So who's next? Who's next?
Be gone, scammer. Thank you.
Scammer. You're welcome, Miss Joy.
Maybe rain is coming to California. So let me just tell you this about Joy. Joy actually lives in California and they're droughting big time. You know, they're in a drought.
Oh.
And so when you pulled the rain card, I was like, no way. That is like,
no way.
Maybe she's been doing a rain dance and rain is coming.
Or maybe she's going to say, screw this, I'm leaving. I don't need this anymore. Oh my God, my internet today, you guys, is bad. So if I freeze, you still have Missy. Great day for my internet not to be here. So Hillary is saying, after I have a baby in October, will be surprise gender. Okay, tell you, we got that. Will I go back to my previous job, find something new to do from home in the wintertime, or stay home and be my mom for a while? So we won't tell you what you're having. I'll keep my mouth shut.
I'm going to say, I mean, again, this is one of those things that really comes down to choice. And I really want to make that abundantly clear because I think that it is, especially after having a baby, I just feel like sharing part of my story with you as far as being a stay-at-home mom for a long time. I loved being a mom and I loved being a stay-at-home mom. But then I lost my shit because I was a stay-at-home mom. Like I actually, you know, got more panicky and more anxious and stuff. And I really needed to get out of the house a couple days a week. So when I did actually go back to work, I was able to only work a couple nights a week, but it allowed me some of my own freedoms, which brought me sanity. So the question of will you or won't you, to me at this point kind of comes into, should you or shouldn't you? Do you want to go back to work? Do you want to do something new? Do you want to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom for a little while? Is that going to mess up not that it did not mess up my identity, but I have had an anxiety issue for a very long time. And so actually, you know, staying home and I'm super busy with the kids, my mind was not very distracted because you're on autopilot most of your day. So it actually wasn't great for me to just now. I mean, I think my youngest was like 5 when I went back to work. So I did it for a very long time. Anyway, so as far as the what's coming, I just personally kind of feel like you're going to have to cross that bridge when you get there and be open to every option, and make sure, Hillary, that you're not allowing other people to influence the decision that is best for you. I think that's very important to hear too.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Awesome. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just waiting for, again, my internet, I don't know what's going on for 3 days. It's been really spotty. So if I'm spotting out, continue. So I do apologize. Seems like when I'm coming to the end of the month, they said, you overworked your computer. Brenda, oh my God, Brenda came in. Brenda is a regular viewer every week. And I will let you know, she drove like 3 hours to get a reading with me once. She's awesome.
Oh, isn't that like the best feeling ever, girl? I had someone drive from St. Louis.
Oh my God.
That's a 6-hour trek.
Yes.
I mean, when she got there, I was like, you're really only going to stay for an hour? Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just hang out for the day. I just want to hug you for being here.
Yeah. Isn't it awesome? I love that. So Brenda says, I'm sensing something coming. I feel like it's a major change. And can you tell me anything about that? Now, Brenda, I also wanted to jump back a little bit, because I know when you first came on, and this is back before Missy got here, and I know you miswrote what you were asking, because you said something about will I be forensics? Okay, and I know you said you miswrote that, but really I looked at that. So I want to add that in with what she's writing right now, Missy. Okay.
What did she say? I'm sorry.
Will I be forensics? And
forensics.
Typo. Yes. I know it was a typo. I get that. She, you know what I mean? Whatever did it. But to me, everything makes sense and everything comes into that reading. Okay, does that make sense? So when I'm looking at what she typo mistaked along with this, I really want to tell you, Brenda, I feel you need to start looking at the details. And I think that's what the forensics part was about. It wasn't so much of, am I going to be a Crime Stopper type person? It really is. I need you to start looking at the details, because I feel things are happening. I feel things are coming up. Okay. I'm going to also tell you, I feel like job changes are coming. Okay. So it may not be switching from one job to, one location to another location. It can be a job or a way that your job is ran within your current circumstance. But I feel like you need to start looking at the details of things, okay? Really be that person that sits back, watch, and goes, okay, where am I at? What am I doing? What's going on? You know what I mean? Just don't, if it is a job change and offer for another job, just don't jump on it because, hey, it's there or it looks prettier. Look for those details, okay? So whatever this is that I can feel coming in, look at the details of it, okay? Does that make? I hope that helps you, Brenda. I don't know what Maria's getting. Maria's on next week, by the way. What
Missy. What Missy is getting is kind of.
Missy's here today.
But yes, Missy is here, or she's not. I don't know. Like,
I'll ask Brenda next week what Maria thinks.
Okay, so Miss Brenda, I see a lot of things visually when I do readings, and for some reason, as soon as Dayette started talking to you, I felt like I could see colors or, something. And honestly, what it made me think of is we really are led and guided, and we always have this support system. I don't want to say that you're usually nervous or, something, but part of me wants to say that maybe sometimes you have a hard time making a decision, or like you overthink the decision, like you're worried if it's the right thing to do or, something like that. And maybe not. I mean, I don't want to blow that out and say it's like a terrible thing. I think it's pretty normal, but do you ever see like those little sparkles out of the corners of your eyes, or all of the sudden you have, I don't know, just like a weird little flash of color or something? I honestly feel like that's kind of like your peeps coming in to say like, hey, Brenda, you're on the right track, or hey, pay attention to this, or hey, pay attention to that. Because like Daya was talking about the details, and I think that you're kind of getting I don't know, little validations maybe that you haven't quite noticed yet from some of your team, if that makes sense. Did I put that out pretty clear? I feel like I was just jumbled mess all over the place.
No, I think
Like,
says,
and
yeah.
I see them as sparkles and colors. So it's one of those things, like, I just feel like you have help, especially from an older masculine type of an energy. And I just really feel like there's a lot of help there and guidance saying, keep on going. This is the right way. They're trying to shine the light on the details that Dayette was talking about.
Mm-hmm. I'm also feeling, the more you talk, Missy, that it's like a nervous energy in the stomach. You know, that
Yes,
feeling you don't know what it is. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? But I'm going to tell you, when it transfers to this abdomen, that's that nervous, oh my God, I don't know what's going on energy up to here. By the time it gets to my throat, it becomes really exciting. Like, yes.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Brenda, because she said the sparkles are real.
Oh, good. I see them.
And she's like, I think it does have something to do with your job. I'm going to tell you, with what you're saying, that yes, that confirmation, even if it's with a job, it feels like it's going to be that nervous, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? So especially if we're going back into shutdown, that might be what this is that we're feeling. Trust that it's going to be a good move. Okay.
Well, this is where I think it's so important. And especially since now I know that Brenda was here earlier, she saw all of your cards earlier.
Yes.
And that surrender card.
It's huge.
Surrender is just huge. And that's not, that is for everything. That is, we are not in control of everything. We're not. And we are never going to be. I mean, that's just, we can control certain things, but we're not in control of everything. And sometimes it's so important to just surrender to the flow of what's happening. Like I said, when I first got on here, I've not been feeling like myself lately. I just haven't. Like, the vibes of the world are crazy. They just are. And I'm not going to swim against that current. That's exhausting. So I'm literally just going to go with it. Okay, Missy, you're feeling funky. Just feel funky. Even though I hate it, I don't like feeling that way. I'm just simply going to allow it and surrender to these feelings. And so I think, that's pretty perfect. Surrender, allow yourself to be taken where you're supposed to be taken. And with those sparkles and things, know that, that's all good things. Whoever is working behind the scenes for you, God, angels, your peeps, they're really helping to push you into those directions. And is it always going to be comfortable? No, Brenda, it probably won't. I'm sorry. But it's going to be okay.
You've seen the advertisement, right? That was a whole, okay, I'll do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Did I really say yes? Those things are uncomfortable, but yeah, like what, Missy, what Brenda was saying, I'm not doing well here with names today. Brenda, what Missy was saying, yeah, go for it. You know what I mean? Jody did ask a really quick question. Do those sparkles usually mean for others too the same thing?
Sure. I mean, absolutely. It can, especially my recommendations always is to get in touch with your peeps. If that's prayer, and I mean, God, I like to bring God back into the conversation. So prayer and inviting them in, making sure that they're a part of what's going on. So I think that when we're kind of asking for that and looking for that and seeking out that guidance, they let us know that they are here with us. And so, that can manifest in many different ways. The sparkles are fantastic. The synchronistic numbers that we see, like the 1111s, 111, 222, 444, feeling those chills. Here's just a fabulous little story that happened to me. When I tell you I've been funky lately, I mean that. And I'm not ashamed of that. I've been funky, and I've been hiding from the world right now because, but I homeschool my kids, and we had just taken these assessment tests, and I homeschooled last year too, and they did fabulous on these assessment tests. And I was so proud of myself because, like, I don't know, you don't know if you're messing them up for life when you're doing this homeschooling stuff, so we take these assessment tests, and every single thing that I taught them last year actually stuck, and they did so good. I was so proud. I was feeling so happy. And we did a little bit of schooling, and it was so nice to spend that quality time together. And I don't know, I was just so grateful and feeling so light and so good. And I actually heard, there's our girl. Girl, it choked me up. There's our girl. You know, so it's like, okay, that gratitude, that feeling of, you know, when you are in a funk, you do got to kind of push yourself out of it a little bit, at least focus on some good things. But you get messages all the time. You really do. And it's a matter of paying attention to how they're coming in for you at that point. What are you going to receive is what I just heard. You know, some people might see sparkles and they're freaking out and they're at the freaking hospital thinking they're getting ready to have a stroke.
Which is possible. So literally, if you see
you're
the
not
sparkles,
gonna do
it's a
that.
health situation. I'm going to tell you from a nursing point of view.
Right.
Get your body.
Your peeps know you. Like, they're not going to send you. Usually, me and my mom were sitting at the kitchen table one day and our fan came on, our ceiling fan. There's no power to the fan. And it was my grandma's birthday. We actually had a smoke and a cup of coffee for my grandma. That was her thing. And the fan comes on. My mom was a nervous wreck. She was freaking out. And they're just probably never going to do that to her again.
Right.
It's like they're not going to freak you out. So if you're an anxious person and sparkles make you feel like crap, they're probably not going to do that to you.
Right. You know, and I love that. But I'll also put it in there that, you know what, for like myself, I always go literally like what I ask them for more specifics. Does that make sense? Because in the beginning, everything was very general. I've got a lot of, I used to tell people, I was that person when Spirit came around or my guides. I look so stupid walking through the grocery store.
Cotton mouth, right?
I was bad, but I never knew who was there. You know, I never knew which one was there. You know, I had to go through this deciphering thing, you know? So like right now, I know one of my guides showed up, but I know it's Giuliano because I know how he feels. He's just so pure of everything that the love is just so overwhelming. I almost want to cry. And it was so funny because I'm holding my cards and I'm going, how do I, and I literally heard, I'm like trying to ask a question of him. And he tells me, look at the cards. So I look down and I literally seen live in the now. Like now was the one I got. And then I looked at the next one, which was guide.
That's pretty incredible.
Isn't it? So.
That is. You guys, we are surrounded by peeps. I mean, I call them the peeps because it's just what rolls off of my tongue. But your dead peeps, your spirit guides, your angels, God, we're not going through all of life alone. We're really not. And opening yourself up to that is as simple as starting that conversation.
Yep.
And it's just, I mean, I look like I talk to my peeps like I'm talking to you guys in Day right now. That's just what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have formalities.
No.
I mean, I will say, dear God, if I'm talking to God.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I might not be yoing him as much as I would like my guides or something.
Right.
Yo, God, you know, but
God.
I don't think it's wrong to do that anyway. You know, it's like, so you just really start that conversation, and remembering that we have free will is so important. So it's one of those, like, if you're not asking them for help, well, they kind of can't because you're choosing not to invite that divine guidance in. And so, I mean, to me, it's one of the things that I probably preach the most is open up that dialogue, have a conversation. And you might feel like you're talking to yourself and whatever, but they're going to listen. I promise.
And they will always answer. They will always answer. I always tell people, start with the basics. Like wake up in the morning and go, good morning. What should I wear today? Oh, you don't want to answer? Fine. I'll go figure it out myself. And in my head, I will devise what I'm going to wear. And I'll go to the closet. And whatever I was going to put on is not what's going to end up on my body. Because somewhere between A and B, they've talked and I've actually listened. And something else has actually been put on my body.
See now, so can I just say this? I am a ridiculous person, you guys. Like, I really am. And my peeps know that I am the most ridiculous of people on the planet. So I feel like they're ridiculous with me because they know that they have to be to deal with me.
Right.
So as you're talking about this, like, ask them what to wear in the morning. I literally hear in my head, like, you will hear, like, it comes in my own voice. It's very important. It comes in my own voice, but I literally hear like, well, you don't want us dressing you because I'm going to go out the house looking like an ass, because my peeps would do that just to mess with me. I feel like that, because like there's just this, there really is a relationship there. Yeah. There really is. And it builds and it grows.
Right.
And I know this might sound totally bizarre and weird, but it's really not. Like, I mean, it's just not. But yeah, I don't want my peeps dressing me because they would send me out intentionally to look like a buffoon because they love me.
and I have a story, and I actually sit there and I laugh about the stories. Guys, we're going to get back to readings, don't worry. But this really is part of it. So obviously you guys need to hear this too. But literally, I had to tell everybody, my guides dress me for my events. They dress me what I'm going to wear for an event. They're going to dress me what I'm going to wear to teach them. Okay, I let them do it because I don't know what the hell. I get enough on my plate. Let alone what am I going to wear that day? And it's just something I kind of got something in my eye. But anyway, I did 2 beginners workshops a few years ago. One was in Hayward, one was in Duluth. And I wore this outfit in Hayward. I wore the outfit a lot, so it's not a big deal. It's just pair of black leggings, black leather boots, black top with this. It's slimming because it's got a sweater, like a cardigan sweater that's got some grays and black lace. It's real pretty. And I wore this in Hayward while I was getting ready to go to the Duluth one because I drove back to Janesville, did the, a few weeks, and I'm going to tell them what should I wear. And they're like, you're going to wear that outfit. I'm like, I'm not wearing that outfit. And my response was, I just wore that a month ago. I mean, come on, and like nobody was going to be at the same place, right?
Right. Duh.
For whatever reason, I'm fighting with them. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to Duluth. It's an older group of ladies. You know what I mean? I don't need to feel slimming. It's in the basement of this Italian restaurant. I literally am telling them I'm going to wear my red t-shirt, my ripped up pair of jeans, a pair of flip-flops. I'm going to throw my hair in a pigtail. It's going to be relaxed. And
you're describing my entire outfit right now. Ripped up jeans, a red t-shirt, and Crocs, not flip-flops, but it's legit what I'm wearing.
Right. So I was sitting there fighting with them, and they're like, no, you're going to wear what I want. And I'm like, no. Somehow this outfit, because we fought so much, got into my suitcase. And I'm like, I'm not wearing it. I'm not wearing this. You know what I mean? Literally got up to Hayward, because every night when I get to Hayward, because I would spend the night in Hayward and then drive up to Duluth. So I get to Hayward. I always spend Friday night with a friend, eat pizza. And we're sitting there eating, and I notoriously leave her house by 9. Okay? And she's going to go to this class with me the next day. I didn't leave at 9. I left at 11. I didn't get back because my mother was living there at that time. I was staying at my mother's house that night. I didn't get to my mom's house until like 11:30. By the time I fell asleep, it was probably getting close to 1. I had to be up at like 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock to get ready to drive to Duluth. And I also had to wait for my friend to meet me at my mom's house because she was again going to Duluth with me. I overslept. Everything happened. I'm not thinking. I get ready really quick. I throw on, guess which outfit? I get
that
up
one.
There, and I told them I'm not wearing them damn boots because I threw on my flip-flops. I said, I'm not wearing the boots. Not realizing I'd forgotten the boots in the car already the night before. I didn't take them out, right? So we get up to Duluth. I step out, my flip-flop breaks. Guess who's wearing these damn boots, right? So I'm like, fine, I'm putting my hair up with the damn piggy tail either way. So this is what I'm doing for the day. And the funny thing is when I get to the point where I'm teaching about guides, I'm telling them the story, talk about, what you should wear, blah, blah, blah. So I'm literally telling this group of older women, and they were all 50 or above, right? 50, 55 or above, this story. And they're looking at me like, bullshit. No, too far-fetched, whatever, right? I'm like, okay, ladies, well, go to break. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay. So they went and took their 10-minute bathroom break, blah, blah, blah. And when they came back in, they're all coming in. And right behind him was this younger gentleman with a tripod. And I looked at him and I said, can I help you, sir? And he goes, and this is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. He goes, I'm looking for some psychic type class. And I said, well, that would be this. I said, but we started, it started hours ago. You'll have to either, hook up with me later or whatever. He goes, oh, no, I'm from Fox News and I'm here to interview you. And I'm like,
okay. So, I mean, that's like a great story. That is a great story because, well, you were dressed for the part. Thank God.
Yeah, I was. They dressed me for like, you need something. You're going to feel better. You're going to be slimming.
Right. Like you do not want to be showing up on Fox News feeling like a freaking beached whale just because, I mean, when you feel like you look like crap, you literally kind of look like crap usually just because you feel that way.
Right.
So your energy is like, ugh, when you don't feel like you look good. So your interview probably wouldn't have been as good. Everything.
Yeah. And it was so funny because, and I really thought, I'm like, is it because I need to look better for this or what? Because remember, these ladies literally were looking at me like, you're full of it, So I'd forgotten the story and already told them in like half an hour ago. So he leaves and I'm going, oh my God, ladies. And they went, aren't you glad you listened?
Right. Yeah. I love that.
Story for the ladies though, because they were all like, wait a second, she wasn't full of it, was she?
Yeah. The things that they know are just pretty incredible. And part of that too, like, let me just say this, part of that knowing is because they're really helping us to line things up. I feel that. Like, I feel like they work for us and I feel like they're helping like line things up. So like, is it weird that Fox News just happened to show up? No, it really wasn't. And how much of a hand did they actually have in that?
Well, and that's
probably huge.
Huge, because if you think about it, and I don't know if anybody knows anything about Fox News, especially up in the Duluth area, they have a person that goes out to find those feel-good stories. So you have positivity within the news too. So if you think about all the events happening in Duluth on a Saturday, there's a lot. I'm in the basement of an Italian restaurant. Seriously. A basement.
They would have caught me stuffing my face with breadsticks and fettuccine Alfredo.
I love it. I love it. I like that because how I just said, everybody, we're going to get back to doing readings in a second.
Okay, yes.
I needed to do that story. Somebody actually wrote on there, thank you. I think that story was for me. So there you go, guys. Even when we're talking, there's a message in there because we're being told to talk about our stories. So there you go. So what's next? Who's next? Who should we take? Who should we take? That's why we have a producer, because we need him. He's deciphering everything over there, so try not to get anything lost in the comments. So as long as he's not listening too hard. Okay. God. Oh my God, I love this. Molly, good morning. I'm curious if I have any certain spirits that hang around me.
Oh, well, this is going to be fun. Let me think on that.
Okay. I do. You know what? I will tell you what. I got right off the bat, Molly. God, this might be a little personal. You know what? But like I stated last week, you know what? We're gonna say what we get, okay? And just so it's publicized. But Molly, I almost want to ask if you've lost a baby, or if you've had a miscarriage, or if you've had somebody within the family that's had that miscarriage. I know that sounds really general. I call them lost babies because they come to me as lost babies. But it's just a matter of, because they're not lost, they're still there. They're in heaven. Trust me. But I feel like you've lost a baby or a miscarriage of some sort, and if that's what, to me, feels like it's been there with you. Okay.
I definitely feel a younger energy as well. And I was actually kind of going on that same line.
Right.
But an older, I don't know what's up with the old men today. I have an older male feeling.
Okay.
And possibly a lady that smoked.
Perfect. So you got 3 right there, Molly. Hopefully that helps. Okay, I'm switching over to our chat to see where some older ones were at. We had one from Jody, and she just wanted a general reading. I know she hasn't popped up on the screen, but I want to bring that up because these are some older one, people that were closer to the beginning. So it's not, the name's not popping across. I apologize, Missy.
Well, I'm going to say one more thing to Molly.
Okay.
Just because this older, we're not doing mediumship readings today.
No, we're not.
We are not. But I do just have to say this. I definitely have a sense of, I don't know if she was a smoker or if there were just breathing issues at some point. I want to say that the two kind of go hand in hand, to be honest with you. And I see very long, skinny fingers. I don't know why, but I do, like long, skinny fingers. I just have a insane sense and urge and need to tell whoever this woman belongs to with her slender, maybe they're not super long, but long fingers, the breathing, the smoking, that she's doing good and she's around. And I feel like I have to acknowledge birthdays because I see balloons. So when I'm acknowledging birthdays, usually within the past 2 weeks or in the now up and coming couple of weeks. So there you have it.
Beautiful. I love that. The Jody, the general reading, I'm literally like going back in the comments as you're talking.
Oh, what are we doing? Okay.
Jody, is Jody Lynn okay, I'm telling you, I know her and I still can't say her last name. Hemenaway. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm so sorry, Jody. I love how
you say it, actually.
Hemenaway. If it's not right, I've just changed your name. Can I just ask for a little something, a nugget or an aha? I love how she wrote that. Just give me something. Love it. And if you knew Jody's personality, I can see her saying it to me. So it's like, oh my God,
So what is I'm sorry, I'm going to try, just say that one more time.
She's at 10:01 is when she posted. It says, can I just ask for a little something, a nugget or an aha?
Oh.
Aha.
Aha.
Aha. I love that. I love it because as I'm saying, aha, I feel like, Jody, I feel like you have got things in the works, things happening, things going on, okay? And I'm going to say that you have not necessarily shared those with the world or even your family, even your husband, you know what I mean? It just feels as if you've got little, I don't know if it's traveling, what it's going on, but you've got little things in the work, little things, thoughts going through your head of ideas, thoughts, things of that nature. And I'm here, as I keep saying, aha, I feel like you've been keeping a lot of those things to yourself. Like you haven't bridged them out to say, here you go, guys, like you're working this out. But when I'm doing that, I'm hearing the sinister, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm keeping those things to myself right now. And I like that because it feels like, you know what? It feels like you're really going to start embarking on, because I can see your face and just this big smile and a lot of happiness through the cheeks going on. Like you're going into a very happy point of your life. You know, happy times with family, with friends, with career. And career feels a little bit more heavy. But literally, you know, life itself getting more fun, more playful. I know what you're getting, Missy, but there you go.
Honestly, what I'm getting is that when we move into new things and new spaces and new whatevers, even though it's really good things, there's a lot of the times there's just a sadness that accompanies that, right? And so I guess I have that kind of yuck part of I'm moving into new things. And as I'm moving into new things, I have to let go of some old things. And while, again, it's a very good thing, there is a grief sometimes that just comes along with that. And so I don't feel like it's anything bad at all, actually, but I do just, that's how I feel. I mean, I do. So I guess I kind of have a, you know, change is sometimes hard. But at the end of the day, I shit show is what comes to my brain, which is funny because I got a thing about the good shit show. But so like, I don't know if it's been like a little bit of a, shitstorm lately in a sense where, it's been like one thing after the other or something. But I feel like in ease, that's kind of here or coming very, very soon.
Right. There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Awesome. I love it. I'm all over the place looking while you're talking too. We had a question from Angie, and I'm looking back on it. I'm just trying to kind of go back and hit some of those ones that were there. With Angie, she had asked if her husband was going to get the job he's interviewing for.
Okay, Miss Angie, let's think about that. So is your husband going to get the new job?
So what are you getting, my dear? What are we getting?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Is he going to? I actually am not so sure about that, to be honest with you. And I'm not exactly sure that it's the best of fits, to be honest with you, either. I kind of feel like there's a little something else out there that might be like a little bit more suited to what he would prefer to do or something. So, I mean, I guess overall, I'm going to say like, yeah, he could totally get that. I don't know that he necessarily finds his satisfaction there though. And he may be, still looking elsewhere.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Beautiful. Okay, let's block Tanner Moon. Tanner Moon looking for free work, basically. I like that. So can we bring in Sandy's, Todd? She's got a couple of questions. Let's bring in one of them. She says, do you see me meeting a new person in my future? My husband has been gone for almost 4 years. My husband's been gone for almost 4 years. You know what? For myself, as soon as I read that, Sandy, and first, I'm sorry for your loss because I know that could not have been exactly easy for you, or easy at all. What I'm feeling that it feels like you still have to, like you haven't exactly gotten ready for a new person to walk in totally yet. Okay, so it feels as if for myself, I don't know if it's making space, moving things around, moving things in your life or in the closet per se, because I'm seeing that space. Like some part of the husband is still there. And I know he's always going to be there no matter what, because you were with this gentleman. But it's making space within your life yourself and moving forward from that. It just feels like you might have a little bit of work to do or a little bridging of letting go of some things, because I can feel that in your throat chakra and moving forward with that. With that being said, it does feel as if it does. I'm just literally seeing and hearing like you'll be out dancing in no time. You just have to do a little bit of work to get to that part where you're dancing, that you're getting back into that. So short and sweet.
And Sandy, I know that really sucks to hear because it's been 4 years and you just want this to be over. Like you want to not feel like crap anymore and you want to, be able just to move on. And I know that it's just not that easy to do that. So, I'm going to say it's 100% okay that you're not 100% okay yet. It's very important to know. It's fairly normal. It is, definitely time to start putting yourself out there. And, not everything is set in stone. And I think this is so important to understand. Your future, you do have major shit written in, like the big shit's written in. So like for whatever reason, Sandy, and I hate to say this, but you were always meant to marry your husband and you were always meant to experience that loss. I'm a firm believer in that. But now at this stage of the game, what you choose to do, dating is weird. I mean, hello, dating is weird. Are you going to get out in the dating pool? Where are you going to meet this man? that's coming in? Are you like comfortable with online dating, or are you going to go pick up someone at the bar? I mean, you know, these are all things to think about. And as you're, you know, really starting to consider and think about moving on, I think it's important to evaluate those things, like, because, you know, you're kind of a fish out of water there. I mean, it is, you're just a fish out of water, and that's okay. Of course you are. So I think it's, I think I said it earlier. If you want things to be different, you have to do different things. And so you're not, you know, unfortunately, the guy is not just going to show up on your doorstep and ring your doorbell.
Why not? I've been waiting for that for like 8 years.
I mean, maybe like it could be the cable guy. You never know.
Only if I order
It
cable.
could happen.
I'm like, God, if you want me to be with somebody, he will find his way 8 miles out of town, my door that's on the back side of the house, and figure out loud enough to knock, because it's a 2,800 square foot house for me to hear him. And since I'm not having the cable guy come here, it's only Amazon. This might be difficult.
Well, hey, Amazon guys, they could bring me stuff. Pizza delivery drivers. I mean, seriously, I'm a food-centered person. So, like, if someone wants to bring me food, well, I'll open that door.
There you go. There you go. I love it. I want to tell you, though, with Sandy, before we let her go, and I think it has to do with the whole new things, trying new things, like you were said, you know, like being open to new things. Because I don't know if dancing was part of what she did in the past, but it feels like it's part of her future. You know, kind of going back, and I don't see like dirty dancing going on, but it does feel like a lady of class. You know, I know her picture, but it's a lady.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but it's literally a lady of class, and I feel her spinning and not like twirling spinning, but like somebody, you know, with her hand, like, you know, like a nice dance, and then spins, and then she laughs and she's giggling. You know what I mean? So I don't know if dancing was part of her past, but it feels like if she's opened up to it with this new gentleman walking into her life, that this is going to be something in her future. So, but it is getting used to those things she hasn't done before or haven't done in a long time. So, love it. Love it. Okay, who are we bringing up next, Todd? Perfect. Jennifer. Will there be a move out of state for me?
Ohio.
Ohio.
I don't know.
You're going to Iowa.
Ohio. I don't know why. Okay. So go, Jennifer, are you moving out of state? I feel like it would be a good idea in a sense, to be honest with you. See, that just made me think of that 70s show. I love Wisconsin.
You know what? I got through in my head. I'm going da 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 da. Like it's this. I'm sorry. It's literally when you said Ohio, I got that. And I'm like, I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't be doing the conga line to Ohio. I don't think. Well, maybe I would. But I'm hearing that conga line like, this is a party. This is excitement. This is all good. You know what I mean? So it's bright futures. It's Wisconsin. But on what you want to do, it's you know, cheese and beer. That's what we got going on along with Packers. So
there is nothing wrong with cheese and beer.
And I'm here.
Unless you don't like it. If I grew up going to Wisconsin and I love it. I do. I mean, honestly, like I said, I just do really feel like a move would be good. Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to say that. I honestly am, I guess I'm kind of pulled west. Is Ohio west? I got to think about. I'm just kind of pulled like west. You said west to SpongeBob.
Well, you know what? If she's in Washington, Wisconsin is a direct. Well, no, it's east.
Are you in Washington?
I don't know if she is or not.
Oh.
I'm just
like, why Washington?
Why Washington?
Where are we going?
Or west. I was like, I'm really geographically stupid, or you know, not intelligent. So I literally got my east and west divided. I'm like, well, if she's in Washington, west would be Wisconsin. Well, no, that would be east. She's Illinois. There you go. She knows all about the cheese and beer. We're good.
Well, so the SpongeBob thing, you know, I don't know, things that stand out to me from watching SpongeBob with my kids. It was west or east, and Patrick goes, I thought you said west, SpongeBob.
I love it. I love it.
So, Jennifer, I don't know where you're thinking about going. I do honestly feel like that's a good move. Do I think there's going to be some time for you to get there? I do. I do honestly feel a pull. For whatever reason, I am semi-pulled to the west. Well, see, now this is funny because sitting in this room, that is the east, but I am pulled to the west, I feel like. So,
And Ohio's
I,
east.
I know, west.
You're just geographically challenged. You know what I mean?
Well, no, was sitting in my office right here, west, east is right there. But I do feel pulled to the, like, if I'm looking at a map, I feel like, but I don't feel like it's super far either, to be honest with you. So I don't know what you're doing, but it does feel good.
There's a conga line on the way out of Illinois, though. There you go.
Yeah, you're going to be, maybe lots of people around you are moving.
Yeah.
And I do live in Illinois, so I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
That want to go.
I love it.
Maybe I'm moving too. Let's go to Ohio.
Oh, there you go. I am going to totally massacre your name, Mrs. Starks. Theria? My name's Diette. I screw. If it wasn't mine, I'd screw it up. So I apologize. She's asking, am I wasting my time with this particular person? I'm scared, and going with the flow is hard. Completely makes sense. Completely. I feel like I got to pull a card on that one for some reason. One, I want to let you know, I feel like you're really in your head a lot on this person. Oh my God, literally. The masculine card comes. Male energies, feather. Well, that one, it's God, even on that, it's hard to interpret because I feel like you're going a lot on your fear. I feel like you're going a lot on being in your head. I feel like it's all that going on with you. Okay, darling? I am going to tell you, though, I want you to go in. She's like, no. I love the monkey expression. But this with me, it just feels like for myself that you're really kind of sitting with yourself really hard on this one. It feels like you're really in your head. You're going into your heart. It feels like your fears are really kind of coming up. And not going into too much past information. I do feel as if, I don't want to say a hard life, but I do feel like you maybe have had some relationships that really have been that waste of time. You know, really gone, like started out good, gone down the road avenue. And I feel like a lot of the past is playing in on the present of where you're sitting at with this gentleman or with this person. Thank you. But I do feel as if you have to kind of go in with this. For some reason, when the masculine card comes up, I feel like you need to learn that balance, feel that balance. And I feel like you need to kind of sit more on that part of being careful, watching, look at those type of things, okay? And I'm going to go with the father figure when I hear this. The father figure, kind of like look at this person and go, hey, is this somebody my daddy would want me to be with? You know what? And if he would say no, walk away. You know what I mean? I don't want to, you might be a person like me, making bad decisions in the department. My men finder or checker is broke. You know, it's broke. I will put my hand up and say, I need other people to pick my men for me because mine is broke. So, you know what? If this is the case, go into, you know, is this a person that somebody that loves me very dearly would want me with? And if it's not, you know what? Walk away. But I'm also going to tell you, and I love, she's like, mine too. What I'm going to tell you when you're looking at this, okay? Again, when I'm looking at the masculine figure, and I think this is what the card has stated to me, is our daddies would probably not pick the men we would pick for ourselves. Okay? They're not. They're not going to look at you and say, what do you want? They're going to say, what's going to make my little girl happy? Okay? So literally, if this man is not somebody that your dad would look at as a proper fit for you, then you might be wasting your time. Okay?
I'm going to add a couple things into that because I think that's fantastic. What strikes me is that if I'm thinking about this guy, I do have the sense that he's a very genuine kind of a person. And so I have this sense that that may muddy the waters because he's probably very nice and very giving in all of those things in some kind of a way. But then I feel like there's a whole lot of broken pieces there too. And so, oh, you know what I mean? Like, so people can have really, really good qualities and they can be really, really good people. That does not mean that they're relationship material when you're looking for certain things.
Right.
You know, so like, I think it really comes down to you really being honest with yourself about what it is that you're looking for and really setting standards, I guess, in a sense, and, you know, allowing yourself to stick to those standards. Like, you know, if this guy has any one of these three things, it's just, you know, but make them major things. Like, you don't want to be like, I mean, everyone has shit. I mean, let's just face it. So allow people.
Skinny jeans is not a make or break.
Right. But there should be certain deal breakers,
Yeah.
you know? And so I think you need to really just be honest. It really does come down to relationships aren't perfect. Even the most perfect relationship has its moments. And so I think in the relationship department, especially, it really is what can you live with and what can you not live with? And then allowing yourself to choose based on that. So if this person does this and you really don't like that, and you know that this is really going to bother you, don't allow yourself to go there,
Right.
you know? So that's my take.
I love that. I love that. Awesome. Stefan, hi, lovely ladies. I love a message from Spirit, please, or guidance from my spirit guides, if possible. Run with it, Miss Missy.
You got it. I've got my angel deck. Ashley, I hadn't pulled those out yet, but I'm going to for this one.
And I hope I didn't massacre your name too badly, darling.
Okay. You know, you've got the coolest profile pic ever.
Oh my God. Hers?
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, I know. That's awesome.
Okay. Oh, well, a couple just fell, so I guess I'll go for those.
Go for those.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to get 3 cards from your peeps. Okay, so the first card that we pull is Archangel Metatron. And this has everything to do with cleaning up your vibes. So maybe now remember, your vibes are actually basically how you're feeling and what you're like putting out. So maybe you're feeling muddy in certain areas of your life, or maybe you're just feeling like, you know, whatever. But you know, you can, whenever you're feeling that way, you can totally just ask for help. So if there's, you know, and this, you have to remember, you have a different vibe for every different circumstance. So, you know, your vibe, like, I don't know, just think of it like Walmart and Target. The Walmart vibe is completely different than the Target vibe. Yeah. And you're going to feel more comfortable in what the other. Right. So like these vibes are different for every single thing. And, you know, so I don't feel like it's a big, huge, hairy deal for everything, but I do think that, you know, this kind of shows me that you've got some weird vibes going on somewhere, whatever. Take time to breathe is the next card. And this is literally like, go on vacation. Like, I'm just going to say that, go on vacation, or really just give your brain a break is honestly what I want to say to you. So I think that you need a mental vacation. Physical vacations are always great, but I'm going to say your brain is constantly working. And I don't really feel so negative with you, though. I honestly have to say that. But I think that your brain is constantly working. And sometimes you just got to say, like, nope, you're done. The miracle of forgiveness. So some of that stuff, as far as earlier with that clear your vibe with Metatron, and now we have this forgiveness thing. It does look like maybe you're still holding on to something that you probably don't want to be holding on to, and you've probably thought that you were past it. But it's interesting how life happens and it pulls up issues from our past that we thought we were completely through, but all of a sudden they're smashed in our face again. So I guess the message is clean up your, I think really be honest with yourself about where maybe you aren't doing the greatest, and be honest with yourself about the things that maybe you are hanging on to. And then, start from there and begin to move forward and shut your damn brain off once in a while.
Exactly. Good job. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. We got time for just maybe one more, depending on how much we talk. Amber, this one, it's Friday is the 4th year of my son who has been gone from February this year, and my daughter also lost her life. Could you please see if I have a message from any of them? Honey, that's really more of a mediumship question at this time. Please feel free to reach out to myself or Missy for more of a reading with them, if you don't mind, just because it is more of a it's a mediumship reading, hon. Okay?
So let me just say this to you, though, dear. Just because I know what a terrible feeling that is, and especially coming up on anniversaries and stuff, is that I know that the other side is a million times better than we are. And I know that our people heal on the other side. So any issues that they may have had while they were here are completely gone. And they are absolutely wonderful. And they're in the most amazing of places. And I do want you to know that there are other people there with them as well. And so they are with each other, but with other people, I am sure, because I actually see quite the crowd. And the visual that I'm getting right now is like a gathering, like around a table, togetherness, and things just feel very healed and wonderful. And I do honestly feel like there are fur babies there as well. And so just know that you are so very loved, and your peeps are with you, and they are doing great. And I honestly have to say thank you for everything that you have done for them since their departure. All right, that's it.
Also, I just want to add in there, Amber, because, like I tell this with most of the people I do readings for, especially mediumship, is that you don't always need us to connect to your loved ones. They're always there. They're always wanting to talk. You just kind of got to open up, okay? Kind of open up to see where they're coming from, where they're going from. Like for myself personally, I feel like I need to tell you this. Like my sister comes through in songs from Journey. She was a huge Journey person. Journey has got a lot of Rhea songs, and it always seems to be when I need it the most, and she always picks the right song. And I've literally been standing in Menards, frustrated to be all frustrated. No music. I mean, Menards doesn't have music overhead at all. Okay. And here is Journey playing from the speakers. And I look up going, really? I'm in the tool section of Menards. You know what I mean? But trust that they are going to find a way to get those messages through. Just take notice of it when it happens. And I'll tell you what, it's going to like boom, 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 boom. And they're going to be there. Okay. So I do hope that helps you, Amber. Just really kind of sit back, look, and know that they are there, and know that they are communicating with you directly all the time.
Yep.
Okay?
And I just honestly, I feel like I'm like playing with the charm or something. It could be a necklace or something, but I just have that, I don't know. Do you know like that feeling of cold metal? Like if you're sitting, like grabbing your necklace?
Yeah.
Or a charm? Yeah. I don't know. I keep on seeing that.
And I love it because I keep hearing. It's fine because of course I use Journey, and then my sister plays a song in my head. Wheel keeps on turning, and is it wheel? I keep hearing
the wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Thank you. I keep hearing it over and over and over.
Well, that's funny because now I hear it loud and clear in my
it's
brain.
Like I'm hearing it over and over, and I think it really is kind of tool. I'm going to tell you, Amber. I think when I'm hearing that song, one, it's literally they're letting you know that hey, life is still going, life is still moving for them. They're not.
Yeah.
they're not in the physical body. They're very much in
Dead
spirit.
people are not dead.
They're
I
3
mean,
feet
like
away.
the physical body is
They're 3
definitely
feet
gone.
away.
It's croaked, but dead people are living.
Right.
They're on the other side. They know what you're doing. They know all that stuff. And yes, Amber, I am doing that right now. I just feel like I'm squeezing a necklace. Like I feel like I'm holding it, like the charm, here. So yes.
Yep.
By the way.
And I will tell you what, I think I heard the song when I literally read, you said I have had some blockages. I'm very intuitive, but I've got blockages. That's when I heard the song. So you know what? I'm going to say, use that song and go forward with it. Okay.
And then know too, like blockages, being intuitive, honey, when you don't feel good, your intuition goes down the toilet. It's not gone. You're just, I'm sorry, you've lost two. Those are two major losses.
Yeah.
You just feel bad, I'm sure. I mean,
Yes.
and why wouldn't you? So our intuition dips down when our energy sucks. Well, when you're grieving, your energy sucks. It does, and it should, and that's okay. So, how you're going to feel connected is in those spaces that you actually feel good. So play some music and then connect. Play a good song and then connect and then shift up and go from there. But when you're sitting around and you're not feeling the greatest, your intuition isn't going to be great. So,
yeah.
So Amber, I'm wearing a locket and literally I'm touching it to squeezing it after you were talking to me. That is perfect because I can see it. And so that means, now understand that means that they can see that too. And so they're with you. They're a part of your life and what it is that you're doing. And that is your validation that they're hanging out.
There you go. We have one last one. Okay. And it's from Sherry. And she is asking, how will my health be in the next 5 years? So,
okay.
I literally want to be a jokester, and I don't know why, but I want to go in the next 5 years. So is that in 5 years, how will my health be? Or you want me to break? I know Sherry. You know what I mean? So I feel like even though it's a very serious question, it feels like it comes with, giggles. Does that make sense? So like a happy-go-lucky person, going, you know what? I can't let my health determine who I am. And I need to have joy and happiness and that type of stuff. But going on from there, let's get to the more.
Sherry, do you have any like nerve issues or arthritis or anything like that? I mean, honestly, like I almost see like nerve tracks throughout the body. And I almost have like tingly kinds of things. You know what I mean? So here's what I'm going to say to you. With whatever is going on, because I do actually feel like there are health things there. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I sense that. I feel that. So it then turns into the, is it a manageable something? Is this something that's going to whatever, so I do think that it's manageable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel frustrated when I'm thinking about managing it because I feel like maybe it's a matter of figuring out the right combinations of things. And I do believe that right combination of things is different than just medication. So it's going to be like medication, diet, exercise, so a combination of different wellness types of things is where you're going to find the most relief is kind of how this comes to me. I don't know what you have, but what I see,
arthritic knees, nerve damage.
Oh, nerve damage.
Yeah, to
okay.
the arthritic knees. Yeah. Which, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So just what I see actually, and I see this. I kind of see this straight line, which I feel like that's like a maintenance thing. Like we're just going to maintain this trajectory for a while. But I honestly feel like that's good news because I don't see I'm not seeing a dip down. I'm seeing, okay, this is kind of where we are and we're just going along that way. Does that?
I think it does. And it's weird because I like how you're seeing that. And where I'm not seeing so much the health, I think I'm seeing more of the attitude with the health. Does that make sense? So
Sure. Yeah.
like before she brought up knees, I literally, it was showing it to me in an almost like comedian type, like I was looking at Dick Van Dyke or something, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
Jim Carrey. And I'm seeing that leg go out like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm not going to let this ruin my day. I'm just going to keep going and dragging it with me. And I know I've seen it as very much, comedy relief, but it was literally like, this stuff is happening. This is going on. You know what? I've got to look at this like, this is not stopping me. This is not stopping me. I'm just going to, I make, you know what? I make light of it. I make whatever of it. It's serious, but I make light of it. And you know what? I just keep going, like let's just, I can keep going. You know what I mean? And I keep seeing the comedy routine. And I don't know if I think it's Dick Van Dyke where I'm seeing where the leg goes and then part of the face starts drooping. And,
Oh my God, like the dentist chair for.
Is that what it is? Okay.
No. I think there's a dentist skit for Harvey Korman, and
Okay.
it is a riot.
Yeah, it is.
So
And I'm
funny.
looking at it just kind of like, so I know, sure, you've not only the knees, but it feels like you might have had other things go on, smaller things. But she wrote like the voodoo doll, left knee, there you go. But it feels like there's been other smaller things that have gone on too. And you're just kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to keep going. You know what I mean? She's like, seriously, Doug Van Dyke. Blah. But that's how it shows to me. So it shows me that no matter what health, it's almost as if I need to tell you, no matter what health thing comes at you, you are going to hit this and just go, boom, I'm going to barrel through it and I'm going to keep going. And you know what? It's not going to define who you are. Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
Nice, put it on and wrap it to your leg.
I love that. Like I said, I don't see a worsening. I think that finding the right combinations.
Yep.
So it's like figuring out and I do feel a frustration in that for sure.
It does.
Like, damn it. Like, okay, when are we going to get there? But I do think that you will actually get there. So like, make sure that you're being mindful about all of the different things that you're trying. Elimination diets are great if you haven't done that yet. And it's honestly as simple as like eating a pretty bland diet for a few days. So like you exist on chicken breast, rice, and something, and then reintroducing foods, because I feel inflammation there, and the diet thing absolutely stands out to me as being a thing.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm sorry we couldn't get to everybody's comments and everybody's questions and everything, but you know what? If Missy, if you're okay to come on again, we need to do this.
Let's do it.
I love it. Do this more regularly, because you know what? You have a show, I have a show. Yours is more serious, and mine is whatever happens. You know what I mean? But you know what?
I need the whatever happens. The seriousness of life is getting me.
So I think we just need to make a regular, every month or every couple of months.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yes. So let's make this a definite thing. Me and Missy will get together and make up a schedule, and so let's keep moving this forward. So Missy, can you tell everybody how to find you? Because I know you've been here, done that, but you know what? We need to remind people to go, let's find Missy Hart.
All right, guys, I am on Facebook, Missy Hart Intuitive Medium. You can also check out my website, missyhart.com. I know I keep on saying this, but I have a ton of things, out there. So my new courses and stuff will be hitting sometime around mid-September. And then the community page is actually kicking off here really soon. So check out my website. That's it.
I love it. I love you, Missy. You are always in my heart, darling. Always.
YouTube, right back at ya.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. This is Jet Renee here on School Through Spirit. Next Monday, Maria Celeste. Please be here. Have a great day, everybody.